Extreme Sketching Lesson 1. You will all be given some wooden cubes. Start by sketching a diamond. Make sure all the lines are parallel. We're then going to project the lines down and draw in the base lines. So there are 9 lines of 3 different types, all of which are parallel. We're then going to add some shading, starting with the darkest side. Start in the corners and graduate the shading into the middle, around all the edges and into the middle. This will be the darkest edge. Next we will do the top as light as possible, barely touching, and then finally we will do the medium side. Here I'm doing exactly the same thing again, because we have to do it multiple times to improve. Again, check that the lines are all parallel. We're using a HB pencil, which is your general pencil. Again, just showing that all the lines are in fact parallel, and then we're starting to add more shading. I have speeded up the video. I won't expect you to be able to sketch this quickly. Right, today's task, you should fill the page in your sketchbook completely. The more we sketch, the more we practice, the better we'll get at it. So I expect the page to be full of cube drawings. You don't need to shade them all, but try and draw them from slightly different angles and slightly different sizes. Don't use a ruler, and please don't use a rubber. Just keep sketching until the page is full. The more you sketch, the quicker you'll get at doing this, and you'll find drawing parallel lines very easy. Vary the angles of the cube, different shapes. There we go, the completed task. Extreme Sketching Lesson 2, Cubes and Cylinders. We'll be given a selection of shapes. We construct them exactly the same way as the cube, just using different proportions. Again, 3 different lines, types of line, all of which are parallel. We'll shade them exactly the same as last time, starting with the darkest edge. Please don't smudge the shading like you were taught to do at primary school. Make sure you look very accurately at what you are sketching. Look, draw. We're also going to try and draw a cylinder, which has an ellipse at the top, and then an ellipse. You echo the line at the top, at the bottom. So it's a sort of parallel line, but it's parallel on a curve. Again, we'll add some shading with a darker edge on the right hand side. Then I'd like you to try and do a composition made up of all 3 shapes: the cube, the block and the cylinder. Draw as lightly as possible so you don't have to use a rubber. When you have completed the drawing, use the rest of the lesson to completely fill the page. So like last lesson, you have a page full of drawings.